for everybody to get organised, and fingers crossed, when that clock finishes, the show will start. And we should be live everywhere, hopefully. Should be. I can see one camera. I can't see John's camera at the moment, but I can see Peter's. And oh, wait a minute, I've got another John Upton arriving. Oh, wait a minute, I've got to get rid of the first John Upton to bring the second John Upton in. So I'm going to X that. Just give me a second. I'm going to X that. I'm going to, no, he's gone again. All right, okay, let's do this. Good morning, Peter.
Good morning.
How's that sound? Just a minute. Oh, brilliant. Hang on. I need to check something. Just a second. If you want to carry on talking, Peter, I've got
Good morning to any viewers that are looking in. My name's Peter Stewart, and I live in bright, sunny Aberdeen, but not today. The weather's been terrible.
This is live broadcasting.
Yeah.
I have a problem. I have no sound, and I know what the problem is, but I just need to cure it.
I can hear you.
Good morning, Peter.
Morning. I can hear you.
No, I don't have sound. Need Mr. Upton to come in and right, I'm going to bring John in.
Okay. Hopefully when John comes in,
and hopefully
we'll put
hear
Stephen
John.
away. We'll go on, we're on.
Just a minute. Okay, John's gone again. We're having technical problems, and I'm going to apply the fix. Perhaps we should arrive a few minutes early.
Now, if someone can...
Right, okay, I can see you carrying on talking, Peter, but I haven't...
If someone can hear me, what I'd like you to do is put some comments on Facebook, and I'll have a look. If somebody puts some comments, I'll have a look. Stephen doesn't realise he's talking, and he's talking over.
Well, everybody else can hear you, Peter, so the show's yours for the moment.
Right, so what I'm going to do then is I'm going to have a look at Facebook, and I'm going to see, could you ask any questions? And I'll just put it on Facebook.
Testing 1 2, testing 1 2.
See if I can find Blabbing for Britain.
Now.
Right.
But
so,
can you say something, Peter?
Yes, I can. Yes, can you hear me now? I'm just trying to.
Just a second.
Okay, so I'll put it on.
My sound is.
No. Right. So.
Right. The show's yours for a moment, Peter. I'm going to refresh.
So the problem is, right, for those of you listening, I need you to type in Peter can hear you. Peter can hear Stephen. I can hear him. So if somebody wants to put in any questions to me on Facebook, I'll see what's happening there, if there's any comments. But it's frozen now. Right. Don't know what happened there. It's went off. Well, I can't see any comments on here, folks.
Can you hear me, Peter?
Yes.
Good. Right. Okay. Got an echo, but okay. I've got. Oh, I can hear you. Mobile.
Okay.
I can hear you mobile.
You can hear my mobile.
Good morning, Stephen. What can you hear? I can't hear. Okay, I'm going to hide John.
I'll hide something. I'll can't.
Can you hear me now? Right. Okay. Thank you, Stephen. I'm going to bring Stephen back, and hopefully the gremlin. This is live. This is the joy of live. Morning, Peter.
Morning.
Peter.
Good morning, Stephen. Right. Okay. I don't have an echo anymore. I don't have John. He has been toing and froing. I'm just going to change the layout. Okay. And apply. Okay. And we're back. I just need to do that. Okay.
Right, settle down. Let's get going. No point talking. We can't hear this. Let's go.
All right then. Where would you like to start?
Oh, well,
Okay.
I'll start with some good news.
Okay.
Really good news, and it's about me. Me. That's the main important bit, right? So, as you know, I'm a diabetic, and in February, I was threatened with going on insulin, and I said, "No way, Jose. I ain't doing it." And they says, "Well, what are you going to do about it?" So in February, for those of you in the know, my readings were 49. And yesterday I got my readings back. I done another test and they're now 46. And that means I'm in the pre-diabetic range. I'm actually in the green. And I've just toppled. And if you look at my graph, my doctors are shocked. My doctor and a diabetic nurse are shocked because they didn't think I would do it. And as people that know me, you can see I'm a much slimmer, handsome man because of it. So that's my good news. And,
Brilliant.
that's me.
Delighted, mate. Delighted. Well done.
Excellent news. Yeah. All right. I've got John in the staging. No, I haven't got John. Okay. Any news from Stoke, Stephen? I'll say hello to Corinda.
No, sorry about this. No, there's nothing to report from Stoke. Apart from saying that we've got a couple of really, really good universities in the area. We've got Keele University, which isn't technically in Stoke, in Staffordshire. And we've got Staffordshire University. And
Stephen, can I interrupt you, mate? Is there any way you can get closer to your microphone or something, because you're very low to me anyway?
Okay, but I'm getting a... I'll speak louder. But
Okay,
I'm getting an echo from you, Pete. Pete, I'm getting an echo from you.
All right, hold on. I'll put in speaker plugs.
Okay, so as I was saying, we're blessed up here, and I say it in the nicest sense.
Yeah.
Not a religious thing. Keele University in Newcastle under Lyme, and Staffordshire University now in Stoke-on-Trent. And they're two marvellous organisations, and they held an expo yesterday, and the amount of assistance and support, and grants and working with the students to a business's benefit, and indeed the students, is phenomenal. It's phenomenal. So I just wanted to get a shout out because I'm actually hosted. I have a co-working space at Staffs University.
Yep.
And the businesses I work with, I mean, I can't help but when I go in to meet people in a networking environment, I can't go in other than saying, "Oh, do you know such and such?" Or, "Oh, you do that, do you?" "Oh, I know." I've got this sort of thing about me, which is I can't stop bloody talking for one, but I also really try and help people collaborate. And bugger me, yesterday I went into the office, and sitting to my left was was essentially a rocket scientist. He has got a project. He's working on rockets. Now this is Stoke-on-Trent, trying to turn the rocket industry upside down, inside out, and it's a wonderful thing. But it leads me to mention a guy again from Stoke-on-Trent called Barry Cook. who currently has some PCBs, chips, boards, well, I don't know what the technical term is,
Yeah.
on a satellite that's up there.
Uh-huh.
And it's just amazing to think that in Stoke we have at least two brilliant rocket scientists. And they're both, well, Barry's a great friend, and I'm sure that the other man, I think it's John, will become a great friend as well. But it's just about the good thing about the unis is that, because you recall I was hosted in the real world at Keele. The people that you can't just go and get an office in the uni. You have to be of a sort of mentality and business size and a good person like me, so that they can help you out to get your business going, to get your ideas built and stuff like that. So just big shout out to those guys. And I think that's pretty good news to Stoke, actually.
Brilliant.
And I'm glad that I was able to say it, because I wanted to mention something to the three of us.
Well, 3.5 at the moment.
3.5. Hi, John. Come on soon, mate. A couple of weeks ago, I was listening to a podcast, and it was a couple of economists, obviously in the States, and they were talking about. No, I'm telling a fib. That's another one I was listening to. It was Freakonomics. I'm not sure if you've heard of Freakonomics, but it's basically been going for 10, 15 years. It was a book, and then it became a whole lot more than that. But this Freakonomics guy, Stephen Dubner, was talking to a college professor of some sort in the States, and he was trying to get across the idea that we have to find a way to find people that we want to vote for, not to vote against people that we don't like. And I know that's a double negative, but we have to find heroes. We have to find heroes in political life. And I reckon that we're a good bunch of people. We are positive. We don't, up until our 300th episode, we've often me and Peter have often clashed about the state of politics in the UK.
Indeed.
And I'm hoping that starting in this episode, so we can all try and find somebody who we can talk about positively. So it's almost an absolute opposite of just taking the news from the last few days, where you've got the Conservatives voting to allow sewage to be shat everywhere.
Yeah.
You've got Conservatives who are reducing the cost of champagne, but we've still got record numbers of food banks. We've spent, and you have to listen to these numbers. We spent 37 million pounds on the useless track and trace. Now they're all in the past.
37 billion, yeah.
And that's all in the past. But I want to find somebody who we can talk about that can that offer a different view of where the UK is. Because before the pandemic came along, we were very much focused on finance, money, corruption, money. And then the pandemic hit, and we were all about, nurses and doctors are really, really, really good. And now because of you know who's in charge, we've gone back to the money. So if you can think of anybody that we can, and the awful thing is that the Labour Party are not currently the people who can help my aim. They just aren't. Frankly, the closest I've got from the Labour Party is somebody I reckon can do the job is Angela Rayner, and I know she's very polarising, but it's just an example. We have to find that in Blabbing for Britain. I hope we can start to find people that we can, maybe get on the show. Who knows? But it's just some sort of it's a plea to us all to start thinking about the society we want and trying to find a way to find the people who will deliver that for us, because we ain't going anywhere with this negative. Me and Pete, we've both said, I've had enough of this. And I'm trying to find a way that me and Pete can find the people to do the right thing. I don't think it'll be the wee cranky Peter, but that's just so that to start off episode 301. I just wanted to.
Can I just
so one more thing, Pete, please. Corinne has just said, can we talk about yesterday's budget? No, I would honestly suggest no, we don't, because there's no good coming from us talking about what they did yesterday. I want to find people who've got positive things that can help us. It's an emotional thing as well, psychological thing. Anyway,
okay.
Sorry.
Right. Let me just.
You still
come in here.
You're
Well, my earphones is in.
Well, you're still reverberating, dude.
Just a minute. I'm going to mute me.
1, 2. Is it still getting it?
Yeah, still there. Is it me?
Well, I can't hear any echo.
Is it me, Pete?
I can't hear any echo either.
I've got no echo.
I'll reload. I'll read it.
Okay.
Just give me a sec, Pete.
Right.
Yeah, I'll wait.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Just wait for Stephen to make his way back.
Just wait.
John's struggling to get in.
Wow.
So hopefully Stephen can get back. Just a minute. And yep.
Okay. Right. How's this now?
Lovely.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
So one thing I picked up, it's great. Now, here's one thing we've got to stop. You mentioned the First Minister of Scotland, but you didn't call her that.
True.
You called her a nickname.
Yeah.
Okay? And the same you want Angela Rayner. I wonder how she feels after someone gets knifed 17 times and should call that member, because he was part of them, Tory scum. How do you think she feels?
Before, Pete. I mean.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Some people will say, "Oh, that's one of the scum dead."
Well, yeah,
you know?
but I mean,
right. The whole tenet of what Peter Stevens said was that we should try to be more optimistic, more positive, find people we can use as exemplars, forget the politicians who could actually lead the country in the right direction when we decide what that is. And the problem is, and good morning, John.
Yeah,
Morning.
Morning, John.
Yeah. Right. The problem is, with our country and America, it's always party politics first. What their party can get out of it, no matter who it is. That's why in Scotland we've got a party that rules with the help of the Greens, and that's how they got into power. The same as the Liberals, they got into power, and then the poor students still had to pay for their thing. So it doesn't matter as long as they get into power, and that's the problem. That's the problem that I can see. It's all party politics. The reason I've hardly been social media now. I don't say anything as such anymore. I've stopped buying newspapers. I used to buy 3 a day. I ain't buying them anymore, and that's what I do. That's what I do now. I've had enough. Doesn't matter who gets in. Whoever gets in, I'll do what I've got to do for you.
Well, that's it. We get on with our lives irrespective of who's in. Okay, John.
Mm.
I don't know what happened then, but I had a drink of soup and I can't stop coughing. I've had a drink of soup.
Well, what soup is it? What soup is it? Then
What
we
soup
know.
of the day, mate? What's the soup? We can avoid it.
Oh my.
BeLive would not let me see you guys until I rebooted the machine.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
Right.
Is that 'cause
Okay.
BeLive
You're,
has got
you're
a
in.
bad thing about
And you're
soup,
so
John?
quiet, it's just not true.
Stephen's okay now. Stephen Salk's okay to me now.
Yeah.
And you're all
Did you hear that,
quiet.
lads? Peter Stewart has said that Stephen Silk's okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Nice one.
Right. Now,
So what's John think? What does John think about? Did you hear what I said, John?
No, couldn't hear you until I joined a few seconds ago.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Do you want to summarize, Stephen?
I think, I just hope that we can start some little revolution in finding people who have good things to say, positive things to say, as an antidote to the utter corrupt party political thing that Pete just mentioned. And there's no reason why we can't, because these people are out there. And I've often said to you all, what are we doing this for? You know, why did people come to listen to us? And I reckon that a good reason for more and more people to come and listen to us and watch us, because we are gorgeous people, by the way, is that if we sort of became a force to sort of publicize all the good guys that we and ladies that we find who are talking sense and positive things. I mean, there's a lady called Deborah Meaden you may be aware of from Dragon's Den. I mean, it's an execrable program, but there you go. She started talking on Twitter for sure. We lost John.
yeah.
Yeah.
Carry on.
She started talking on Twitter quite loudly and often, but it really is still decrying the awful stuff that's going on in party politics, and it's and the thing about it all is that when you get hooked into this doom scrolling, which Peter, I think you've mentioned before, you just keep on getting a dopamine hit from the attacks that are made on, from my point of view, Biden, in your point of view, Trump, and in Tories and Labours. And I'm trying to find a way, and you know the Twitter thing we talked about, John, there may be a chance to start telling Twitter UK that Blabbing for Britain's decided that we're going to have a completely new way of doing things. Which is taking all the good stuff from the stuff that Peter reads on YouTube, watches on YouTube, Pete. And it's just a thought. But I don't want to promote people who are still hating and saying, "Isn't it terrible that?" I want to try and find a way around it. Says that it could be good if we did this. And the more we amplify that, those couple of messages, it could, Blabbing for Britain could actually, you know, best of
luck with that one, because no matter what you do, people. So, for instance, universal credit, it's getting dropped. What is it? The £20 getting dropped? Is that correct?
Been dropped, yeah.
Right. Okay. So, if they said to me, "Would you be willing to pay a minute more to keep those people in the £20?" I'd say yes. You'd be surprised how many people wouldn't say, "Why should I pay for them to sit at home on their universal credit? Why don't they go out and get a job?" Yeah, and you'll always have that. And you've got the people working, basically paying for the people not working, until something happens to you, and then you're not one of the working and you get the benefit of that. So it's a really hard situation to be in.
Yeah, but go on, follow that through.
Right, so I'm saying now, if it comes, I would pay more to help people in dire situations, a wee bit more, right?
Yeah.
But there are many people wouldn't, because they'll be saying, why should they be sitting at home watching Jeremy Kyle type shows and things like that, and I'm out working enough to pay more tax for it?
I mean, that's a picture which okay, many people hold, paints the worst about British society, and we're led by the media and what the media say, and this is the problem, that the media don't report. Well, first of all, good news doesn't sell papers.
Yeah, correct.
Doesn't sell papers. You can't. I mean, we people. I know a lady who's trying to start a good news, regular weekly bulletin for her own area, and it tanked. Nobody was interested. They were interested in good news, interested in the incidents that happened in the hamlet.
Yeah.
Just back to the £20 a week. That stopped on October 1st.
Mhm.
The Chancellor yesterday said that he would help people who needed it if they were in work. So
Yeah.
if you're in work and you were getting £20 a week, there's a chance that you could get up to, right? Well, not £20 again, but a little bit of help. But I mean, the problem is in actually finding the country is run by the government. We all agree on that. But the government is actually the civil service in disguise. Yeah, it's the civil servants who run the country, because if the government goes on holiday, everything continues, and that's civil servants. We can't praise civil servants because they're supposed to be anonymous. So who are the good people that we should follow? John.
It's not so much follow, Stephen, it's promote. I mean, we are the good people, by the way.
Right.
You know, so and that's me just declaring that out loud. We are the good people, because we are. We've had 5 years together, and I've actually met a man from the internet, by the way, Stephen Healy. And we're the good people. And so what would I say is, in time for next week, I'll find this free economics thing and send you all the link. If you get a chance, please have a quick listen to it, and we'll just start from the very beginning. And the thing is, it may be fanciful, I don't know, but we can always tweet back at these guys that we think could be of help.
Okay.
And say, we like what you're saying. How can we help amplify it? No, we are teeny, I get that. But you've said that the media is complicit in all this. You've also said that the government is the civil services in disguise or something.
Yeah.
I actually think it's worse than that. I think it's big business which is running the government, so to speak. But that's me being negative again. So I need to find a way to say
it's an easy trap.
Yeah, I mean, there was a tweet today. Somebody posted an image of the companies who got the 35 billion track and trace cash.
Yeah.
And they were all the top tier providers to the government.
Yeah.
Now, 35 billion of revenue went to those companies, and the employees of those companies may have got some of that, but the rest have gone into the accounts of those big companies. But I don't know, it's just, there's a guy I follow on YouTube, and he always ends up with, it's just a thought.
Okay. Now, when the Labour government is in as well, I think they helped out their friends too, right? It doesn't matter who's in. Whoever's in, there'll be a nod way. But I'm going to tell you about a good news story I picked up. Spanx. Have you heard of it?
Who?
Spanx. Have you heard of it? Well, certainly women do. Spanx are tights, very comfortable tights that the women wear, and there's also a sports range for men too. Okay? The women now.
Have you got them on now, Peter?
John.
Is that what you're trying to tell us? Have you got them on now? And is that what you're trying to tell us?
No, I'm not. She is now, I think it's went on the stock market, a buy-in or something like that. And she's given every employee $10,000 or pounds. And she's also paid for them all to go on a holiday.
She's
First
given
class.
you first class flights to anywhere, wasn't it?
Something like
Yeah.
that. And no, that's a good, I mean, that's a good employer. John, are you moving things about because it's really loud?
I can barely hear you. All
Wow.
three of you sound like tiny little mice.
And you're coming in
Yeah.
mega loud. Yeah. Anyway, so that's a bit of good news. That's
Yeah, I agree. And there's no reason why we can't. Sorry, to be a positive. We can talk about those things every bloody week because they do exist out there. They just don't get the
Yeah.
coverage. I mean, it's an
Yeah.
amazing. She did an IPO or something like that,
Yeah.
and as you said, she's gave every employee free first class return family tickets to anywhere,
Yeah.
and then 10 grand to spend when they were on holiday.
I don't know how many employees she had, but anyway, well done her.
Yes,
Right.
indeed.
Right, just as a note, just a tech note. When I came in this morning with good intentions, I got here 5 minutes early. I couldn't hear myself because I don't hear myself. I've got to have somebody else on to hear me. So I found I had problems with sound drivers, both for the speakers and for the microphone. And I had to fettle those before I could hear anybody. I couldn't hear Peter at all.
Mhm.
I couldn't hear Stephen. I think Windows has muxed up our sound drivers, and that's why you're hearing as well. You're not hearing as
You
John.
on Windows 11 by any chance?
Oh God, no, no,
Oh,
no. Corinda is on Windows 11. He's having pain after pain after pain. I mean, never go to a new OS until it's been tried out by millions of other people.
Unless it's Mac OS.
Of course.
Because Mac users absolutely look forward to updates. I promise you this, I'm one of them. It's fantastic to see the little, welcome to the new version of Mac OS. It's a lovely feeling, and it's completely different to Windows hell.
well,
so let's
speaking
have all
about
the hate boys. Come on. So it's a
Just
good news
quickly-
story there, Peter, Stephen, John. A good news story.
Well,
Mac
the good
OS
news is-
updates are really, really good for your mental health. You don't
Okay.
get this shit on about drivers, Stephen.
good news is I can't get onto Facebook still, and I can't put any of yous on as a trusted admin or anything because I don't know the password. Because it says you need to put in the password. I've had enough of it. And
What for, Peter? What? I don't get you.
right, on my main computer here now, where I'm on, right, I can't get Facebook. I tried to change the password, but it says, what's your old password? That is why I'm to change my password. I don't know it.
Peter, turn it around. Turn it around. Don't get angry. Don't
Right,
get angry.
so-
We're not there now.
No, listen, please. No, so I'm still on my phone because I'm permanently logged in on Facebook.
Yeah.
I'm still on my iPad because I'm permanently logged in. I can't shut them down
No.
because I'm on Facebook and I don't know the password. And I've tried everything to get that password. Ain't working. I've had enough. I'm actually getting computer rage and computer and password, what do you call it? I'm burnt out with it. I really am burned out with it. All these passwords and that, it does my nut.
Like, Pete,
And how's I know Stephen's got one that he deals with that. What if that one, right, is ever hacked in some way? Every password is sitting in there in that thing that you've got,
Okay.
Stephen.
we can help.
If-
We can help. We can help.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
A few weeks ago, Stephen told me about Dashlane, which
Yeah.
is a password manager.
Yeah.
I was in a situation when I went down to the Sue's Kids that I'd forgotten my master password.
Yeah.
That meant I was pretty much unable to do quite a few things. That's life. But then I got back home, found out where I'd written it, and I was back on. And I'm going through the process of password managing. That's to say, what precisely are you trying to do with Facebook? With your Facebook account?
The Facebook account, I was trying, for some reason it kicked me off on here. Because I asked you periodically to put in I tried to change the password because I'd forgotten my password, okay? But when it came, it says, what's your old password? The problem is I can't remember my old password. Then it says, try an old one. I couldn't do what they wanted to get me.
So you've also said you've got 2 devices which are permanently logged in.
Yes.
So you switch the device off, okay? And then you go back, switch it back on, go to the Facebook page, and you're automatically sent in. Is that correct?
Yes.
So, so you have full access to Facebook.
Yeah, but not on my desktop.
But why is that an issue? I'm just finding out why is that an issue?
Because I do my Facebook advertising from there. It's easier to do your Facebook adverts. But Facebook, if you're listening, I know you are.
They won't hear this. They won't hear that. What are your 2 devices that you've got? I'm sorry, guys, if this is
mobile phone and a mobile.
It's about helping out and maybe doing something positive during the 24 minutes we've got left.
Yeah, well, listen, just leave that just now. I appreciate it. I know I can still log in. I can do it from my iPad. I can put the advert.
Right, they love it. So we have a problem resolved.
Well, not really, because I'm not on a desktop.
You can
on a desktop.
Though, can't you?
Can you access the email associated with your Facebook account?
Yes.
Right. I will send you a link that shows you how to recover it through email.
Okay, thank you very much. Right.
So will you 2 tell us next week how you resolved it and made Peter a happier man?
Okay. Right. Thank you very much, John. Right, next.
Right. Yesterday, a question was posed. We have lived through the industrial era. What era are we in now? What changes do you expect to happen in the coming years that are going to affect us? What's changed about our way of life? What era are we in? Are we in the era of AI? Are we in the era of technology? Just a thought.
The era of information.
The era of
Big Brother. The next one that comes after this one is the area of insight.
We're now in the era of Big Brother. That's what we're in. We're being watched, and we're going to have some sort of ID card that's for you and you only, and they'll know everything about you. Everything about you.
There's another view on that, Pete. Stephen, can you put my website up on a window?
No, just a minute.
I'll tell you what it is.
Okay, I can do that. Just a sec. All right, reset me. I'm going to switch my camera off. Okay, just a second. Right, so you've shared your screen.
I have.
Okay.
You've shared your screen to me.
Ooh, good.
And I'm looking for it. What does it look like?
I don't know what you're trying to do, mate.
I thought you'd shared your screen.
No, I have not yet. No, hold on. I'll find it for you. Just a sec. I'll put it on here.
I've recovered my sound, by the way, by going to settings, sound, and clicked reset to defaults.
Okay, and you're sounding good.
You are indeed. So you've got my screen then, yeah?
Not yet, no.
So this is my. Oh, okay.
Well, in a second.
I'll give you some music to make you happy. Did anybody see Brian Cox's new TV program last night?
I watched the first 5 minutes, and he was walking along the shoreline.
He always does that.
I thought, what is this about?
I
So-
don't watch terrestrial TV now.
It's worth watching, Pete. It's a wonderful.
Well, it's a 5-part series, isn't it?
Yeah, and interestingly, the first one was out last night on. Would you call it terrestrial?
Yeah.
But the whole series is now out on iPlayer.
Oh wow, yeah, that's a good thing about iPlayer, isn't it?
Right.
That
Why is
you
this?
can-
Sorry.
Sorry, Peter. I'm just waiting. Stephen is trying to share his screen, and he's pressed the screen share button on the top left-hand corner and selected the
Do you want me to
screen he
do
wants
that?
to share.
Oh no, Safari doesn't support screen sharing. All right, I'll do that next week.
The beauty of Macs. Okay, sorry, I could not resist. Forgive me.
Nice one. I consider myself.
Do you get Chrome for Mac?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Don't
You
use
need
it, though.
Chrome. You need Chrome.
Yeah, don't use it though.
Okay.
Yeah.
The reason I don't use it, Pete, is that we've had a bereavement in the family, and within about a day, Facebook was sending me ads for funeral directors.
Do you know, I was speaking to somebody about, I can't remember what it was now, something just out of the ordinary. And guess what? The adverts came.
Yeah.
The adverts came. I couldn't believe it.
You need to change your privacy settings.
No,
That
I mean,
work, John, that won't work because
Of course it
Facebook
does.
saw that my kids were involved, and then the algorithm said, "Oh, he's their father. Let's send him an ad."
but wait a minute, do you think they're actually listening in?
Of course they are.
Somebody somewhere is listening into this. Yeah.
To this, yes, they are.
Yeah.
A robot.
It will be AI. Yeah, exactly. It will be AI that's actually listening in.
But I didn't, when I was speaking to this person, there was nothing, I wasn't in a computer or anything. It was
Were you outside or inside?
I'm not sure, but I think it was inside. It was a real world, out meeting people.
You've got to watch these Alexa things.
And
I mean, Alexa is sat there waiting for you to say Alexa, but in order for her to for you to say Alexa, she's got to listen to everything else.
yeah,
Now, the beauty with a Mac is that Siri does the same thing, but it does it on the device and doesn't send it to the server and doesn't analyze it for content.
that brings up a subject. Do you think there are some social media platforms have a monopoly that maybe get a kicking shortly?
Yeah, Facebook will be broken up within 10 years.
How could they break it up?
By legislation in the States.
Yeah, no, what I mean is, so they would say, right, you'll have to sell Instagram or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Can't come soon enough for my, but is that being negative or positive?
I don't know, not sure. It was said last week that Facebook was going to change its name.
Yeah.
As part of an image makeover.
Mm-hmm.
And it's supposed to announce it today. Now,
Ooh.
rumor mill, we don't know, but
can I just say, monopolies. One of the reasons, if you look on the internet now, right, there are many pest control businesses out there. Okay, many.
Yeah.
And it didn't used to be the case because the largest one many years ago had a monopoly.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that monopoly, anybody that started up, they crucified them. So, an instance, someone was paying £1,000 a year for pest control. They say, "Oh, listen, we don't want to lose you. We'll do it for 200," and that was going on. So it was declared a monopoly many years ago. And then I'll never forget, one of my managers says, "Be proud to work for. Be proud when you go there." And then he left the next week and started his own business.
Okay. The comments.
Sorry, just on that point. Sorry, Stephen. Pat Malpass is trying to get in touch with you. He's going to this pest thing.
Okay.
Pest X or something.
Right.
So what's can you put your email into the chat? Don't say it out loud. Put it into the chat.
Yeah.
And then I'll pass it through to Pat. Sorry,
Right.
Stephen.
Oh, just in the public chat. One. No, the host chat.
Post chat, I think, Stephen.
Okay.
That Facebook user was me. Don't know why I'm not being identified anymore.
Did you post it in the group?
I did, yeah.
Yeah. When you post in the group, we got to give permissions, and I know we're told at the beginning, if you give permission in the group for Be Live to actually see your name and your picture.
Yeah, but I gave that. It's been showing it for years. It's only this time it's not showing it.
I'm determined to finish. It will last. It will last you forever. Do it once and it lasts forever. Well, that's not true, because now Facebook have brought in renewals.
Oh, right.
And that means that every so often you've got to renew. Okay. And it's only when you actually see Facebook user that you know it's time to renew, and you just click the link and job done.
Okay.
So how do I renew?
I'm going to have to turn John down now. He's too loud for me. I don't know.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, just quickly, it'd be great to meet somebody from the pest control and have a chat. And I'll be going down in the overnight train. I'm going on the sleeper for the first time, the new sleeper, and I'm traveling down to London, Euston, and then from Euston I'm going up to Milton Keynes, and then at night I'm going back on the same train.
Well, our Christmas journey has been sorted out. We're going by bus from Devizes to that London town. And then not London town, we're going to go to the Eurostar station. We're going to get on the Eurostar and travel all the way to Amsterdam. And then we're going to stay overnight in Amsterdam. And then the following day, we get the train over to Schutthof or close to Schutthof. So that's all by train. Now,
good.
Normally we drive to Bristol. We're being eco-friendly. Normally we would drive to Bristol, park the car for 2 weeks, which costs a fortune, and then fly from Bristol to Amsterdam. Okay, so we're no longer flying. We're actually going on the train. And the benefit of this, obviously, it is a lot easier, stress-wise. The other thing, it's cheaper, definitely. And Angelica's mum wants to come from Germany to England, and her sister doesn't want to fly. So we're doing sort of test runs so that they can come over on the train next year.
Are you sure it's cheaper than a sleazy jet thing?
Sorry?
Are you sure it's cheaper than sleazy jet?
If you, we were charged last time we flew. We were charged 200 quid. Yeah.
How much is a train?
Eurostar, if you time it right, is £86 return.
Ooh, that's good.
From London to Amsterdam is £86 return, which is far better than British Rail, it has to be said.
It hasn't gone up that much, has it, either? This is a ticket that I found yesterday in a book, and it's from when I went to Paris on the Eurostar in I'm trying to find the year on it.
You can show it on screen, John, if you want.
I can't find the date.
You're on screen, by the way.
Up.
Okay, the date.
£66 return to Paris Nord.
Yeah.
Well, I'm £200 return on the night train, which is good. You get your breakfast. I think you get something to eat at night.
That was 95. 09, 06, 1995. I don't know why it was in a book, but it was.
A bookmark.
There's also a new train service I was reading about it's always at Edinburgh, it's never Aberdeen. So it goes from Edinburgh to London, and it's mega cheap. It's like they're encouraging people to use trains.
Lumo.
What's the
Yeah.
name of it?
Lumo.
Lumo, and it's mega
Yeah.
cheap.
But you can't get a ticket till next year now. It's fully booked till
Fully
next year.
Well, there you go. It tells you there's a need for it, so they may put on more trains. It may encourage other operators to drop their prices.
Well, they can only get at the moment 3 slots in each direction. Next
Yes.
year it goes up to 5 in April.
Right. And it's the EasyJet and let me tell you a company. See Stagecoach.
It's First Group.
Is it First Group? Well, do you know something? I remember when Stagecoach, you know how big they became.
Mm.
When I was a young man, one of my jobs as a bus driver from the competition was to go outside and watch them loading up. And my job was to, when I was spare driver, was to go and count how many went onto the bus when they started. They just parked up outside our station, and basically they loaded up. And it became so funny. The driver would say, "I've got X amount today." He would tell us, "No, don't count. I'll tell you when we're finished." And here's so we've got X amount today, and they would say, "They'll never last. They'll never last. They'll never last." Boy, look at him now. Became one of the biggest operators in the world, Stagecoach. And it was quite interesting to see how they grew. And all the doubters said they wouldn't. So I've got to say that to them, you know. But unfortunately, their people are going on strike just now. Stephen, you still with us, are you?
I'm still with you, yeah.
Okay, right. So that's it. Now, I don't know if in your areas a lot of bus drivers are going on strike. I've got to tell you, I've heard the job. It's not a good job. Split shifts, customers coming on and giving you verbal abuse. I believe it's got a lot worse now. And so, what I would say, be kind to your local bus driver who's to. Oh, some people think they've got a helicopter, not a bus. Why are you late? Because I would say, because I keep explaining to you, and then the woman next to you will say, "Why are you late?" And I'll tell her, and you go, and you don't. Assist one woman one day, and she said, "Where have you been?" I says, "Coming down Union Street." And she says, "Pensioner," and threw her money in. I says, "And where's your ticket? Show me your bus pass, please." Because a lot of people don't know, if they don't show it and an inspector comes on, who's in trouble? The bus driver. And I'll never forget. She says, "Do you not think I'm a pensioner?" I says, "No, you look a lovely young lady. I need to see it, please." And she took ages. I says, "And you've just proven why we're running late. Because if every pensioner does that, we'll never get anywhere." There you go. And that's what bus drivers are up against. And that's why they're leaving to go and drive heavy goods vehicles. Did you know that?
To go with that, everybody who can drive has been tempted by the offers from the HGV people.
Yeah.
Yeah. PSV drivers will need a conversion, though, won't they? Although I know a bus is a thing, it's a different license from an HGV. And then you've got all that blooming training as well that you have to take.
CPC.
Yeah.
I've actually got both. Did you know that? I've got both of them. It's called a PCV and an LGV now. But it never runs out. You've still got it. You've just to take a medical again.
They can't get enough bus drivers in the West Midlands. And it seems to be a pretty well-paid job these days.
Yeah. But then look at the hours they've got to do. They'll do a 12-hour shift, but they'll only get paid for 8 hours because they split the shift.
I don't think we have that issue here.
They will have split shifts. That's what they do.
Well, because quite a lot of our buses are 24 hours, so they're doing.
All right. Okay.
They're doing 3 lots of 8s. I think you'll find because they can only drive for 8 hours anyway.
Yeah. All the franchises, yeah. That's the thing. What if they nationalise the trains again? We're back to old British Rail. Remember how we used to take out a pea out of them with our sandwiches now? Do you remember that? They were ridiculed all the time.
Curly sandwiches, but yes,
Yeah.
they at least the trains ran. The Kidderminster, Birmingham, down to Leamington. Sometimes it goes on to Banbury. So many trains are cancelled every day. It's ridiculous. Mainly on the Kidderminster to Birmingham section of it, but
And what's the reason why?
not enough drivers.
Yeah. Well, get more drivers.
That, I think, is the problem. I mean, they're paying £56,000 a year basic salary for a train driver now.
Yeah, I know.
They still
Yeah.
can't get enough people to do it.
No.
Stephen
had his finger up there.
That's okay. I missed the moment, as they say. British Rail is advertised by popular DJs.
Let the train take the strain.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Relax.
Don't do it. I'm sorry. Again, I couldn't resist.
I don't know about you guys, but I think the train's one of the best forms of transport. I like the train.
If I go into Birmingham, I will only ever go on the train. I wouldn't take the bus into Birmingham because it takes 3 times as long to catch, because it's stop, start.
Yeah.
Whereas there's only 3 stops between where I live and the city centre.
Yeah. What I like about it, I get annoyed if I don't get a train with a table bit. I like facing forward. I don't know about you guys. I've got to face forward, and I've got to sit with a table there.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to the day the trains come back to Devizes, which is getting nearer. By 2025, we should have the trains back, which is good news.
Well, the biggest regret I think we've got up here is the Victoria line to Ballater. It's a shared path now. But it would be great if that line was back in.
Well, train lines are coming back all over the place, so you just don't know, do you? So there used to be a train across the top of Birmingham up to Lichfield from like Dudley, and that's coming back. So you never know, do you?
You never know. That's true.
Well, one of the guys that worked for me just died last year. He actually worked on the trains on the Victoria line before Beeching took it away, and he actually used to shovel the coal into it.
Into the tent, yeah.
Fireman.
The furnace.
Yeah, he was a fireman. That's correct. Yeah.
But I mean, not privatised, not the heritage lines. You know, there's so many of those now, and they're getting even longer now. I mean, the GWR, which is down by where Stephen lives, has just got longer in both directions. It's just incredible. And now they're running proper services on them, you know?
Yeah. And down in England, they've got these 1940s weekends and everything, where people turn up dressed in the 40s.
Oh, yeah, they do those 3 or 4 times a year on the Severn Valley.
Are you away, Stephen Silk?
See you next week, you lovely people. And I've got your email, Pete. Take care.
Okay, thank you.
Cheers, Stephen. Take care.
Take a picture of me so he knows me.
No worries. Sorry, carry on. I'm just...
Okay.
Hold on.
Yeah.
See you soon, guys. Take care.
Take care.
My next door neighbour, he's got a 1930s standard Teignmouth, which is basically canvas covered, apart from the engine bit, which is metal. He takes that to the 40s do all the time at the Severn Valley Railway.
Do you know?
Unfortunately, he was having it. It was on a trailer being towed down the M40 the other week to have some serious work done on the brakes, a specialist garage. and the sunroof blew out of it. Now, that might not sound anything terrible, but you try creating a 1930s canvas sunroof. That's going to be a real challenge for him.
Yeah. Do you know something? That's an era I would have liked to have been in 1940s. It's just my era. As you know, I used to do a World War II show and sung all the songs from. Did you know I done that?
Yeah, they could do with you on the platform at Kidderminster.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just, wow, I really enjoyed it. The Second World War was a great, well, not a great time, but it was when the country was together. You didn't see much infighting there I knew of, you know. I think even the politicians got together then.
Yeah, all pulling in one direction.
Yeah.
Right, it's time for this train to go into the sheds for a week. John, it's over to you.
It's putting us into the sidings, Peter. No longer required. In the sidings for a week. Okay, so our man from Stokes already said goodbye. And our man from Scotland, who's making funny faces at the moment, he's going to say goodbye. And Stephen from Wiltshire, he's going to say goodbye as well. And then it's goodbye from me in the Midlands. And we'll see you all next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.